All right, everyone, hello and welcome to Prosperity GG. My name is Dupes and I'm here alongside Mythers. We're going to be your casters for this evening. We have the weekly Wednesday Premier Showdown finals here. Excuse that. We have to mute a few people in chat. But we've got Party versus Pug Squad, and these two have made an incredible run here, all the way from the very beginning of this bracket, and here we are at the end. Mythers, how you feeling tonight?
I'm feeling pretty good. It's going to be an exciting match to watch tonight. I honestly, it could go either way right now, but honestly, the favorite team right now would be Pug. So we'll see what happens here.
Yeah, absolutely. And here we are on Agent Select. If we want to go ahead and move it on over onto this Ascent map, you've got on the side of, oh gosh, I'm not sure I know who's who.
Well,
uh,
I'm sure we'll be
Give
able to
me
figure
one
it out
second.
sooner or later there.
Yeah, give me one second. Let me pull up this bracket. Here it is. And we apologize for the broken production tonight, everybody. We are doing our best, sort of a last minute cast here. All right, it looks like Party is going to be starting on defense. So for Party, we have Sova on the Pico picking Sova, Haze picking Omen, Jet for Austy Frosty, Cypher for Joba, Neon for Violet. On the other side, we have another two duelist comp, Oofable on the Rain, Oofable on the Jet, Rain on the Yoru. And then your initiator is going to be Asanair on Sova, Mizar or Mizer on Clove, one of my favorite controllers to play. And then Flames taking it solo on sites as Cypher. There's the lock in. We'll get ready for this one.
Oh, all right. It's going to be really fun to watch this match here.
Absolutely. And Mithers, correct me if I'm wrong. You're more of a CS guy. Is that right?
That is correct. Yes, I actually most of my gaming experience for shooters comes from CS. But I feel like with that knowledge and like my game sense from that, it should transfer over pretty well to Valorant. As I also do dabble in Valorant gameplay every here and there.
Absolutely. Mythers and I are actually previous teammates on a beer league for Valorant, and we're coming up on Season 3. This time we are not going to be teamed up together, which means that he's going to lose a lot of matches if his team plays against mine. But anyway, we'll get right into this one. Joba with a setup here on the B site. And a little bit of a default here from these attackers to start.
And an interesting setup there too. I'm not much of a Cypher player there, so knowing these setups are actually really key for information.
Absolutely, and you see immediately so much action here in B main, but after learning that the Cypher is there, they go ahead and back out. Such a quick fight though. Violet with the taps, but the numbers are going to overwhelm them as Flames gets the first strike.
And as they push onto site here, they're looking for more info. They got the Omen on site there. Omen gets taken down, and we're taking control of site. Now they have site control. They get an easy plant there for them. The round should be taken over.
Yeah, 4v1. This is an impossible task for Joba, especially with the run and sprint with the Ghost. And there we go. Attackers grab the first round.
It's also really interesting to see how they look like they sent two people over towards B main in the beginning when they were attacking, and then sent over three towards it to just get the info. Delayed that push.
Yeah, it's sort of the name of the game, right? It's especially in these higher elos, these tournament plays, these 5v5 stacks where you've got a lot more info coming out rather than just pug strats. But one of these teams' names is Pug Squad, so maybe we will end up seeing some of these pug strats. But either way, the force or the buy round coming out from these attackers, from Pug Squad. And once again, all of this action going down A. The Cypher on the other site as Hayes gets taken out by that Outlaw very quickly from Rain. But look at that, the Bucky from Violet instantly traded out though. And a counter force on the side of the defenders.
The counter force was kind of smart on their part because they knew they were going to have, you know, light bite there. They were going to have something going on there. With the counter force, they're able to get some picks there, which was really beneficial.
Cage triggered.
And immediately you see as Joba tries to rotate off the B site, Flames takes him out, and that's going to be a free plant on B for Pug Squad. As Flames is now set up. Here's the recon dart from either side. Only one reveals, but Frosty taken out either way.
And then there goes the
Pico
trade.
goes down.
Looks like the attackers are getting into a really good groove here, too.
I'm out of here.
Yep. And you can see the chat. so much trash talk. When you go up 2-0, it's easy to start the trash talk, right? You win the pistol round, which is, you know, in most cases a 50-50. But then you get that confidence going with the more powerful guns on round 2. But either way, defense now with full guns, Vandals in hand for the most part.
We'll see how they play the sites a little bit more defensively this time. They might play more passively. It looks like they are playing a little bit more passively, waiting for them to make actual engagements first.
Yeah, Uvable taken out right off the rip. And that's that gun disparity, as I was just saying. You know, Violet had the gun difference. And here we go, Osti and Rain sitting here, just waiting for the stalemate. And he sees the barrel. Rain gets taken out.
Unfortunate for Rain in that moment there. They were trying to get some more info, but he was just there holding and waiting. As I said, they were being more patient, and it paid off. 3v3 situation.
Out of charges.
Yep, Spike goes down here on the A side, as you said, Myth. There's a 3v3. And attackers are poised to hold this one down, especially with a 3k from Mizar with that Guardian. We'll see what else they can do here.
Weapon here.
But finally, they get taken out. The ult comes out, though, sitting here behind Generator. That's 4. Can they find a 5th? It's Joba, the last one alive for the defenders. The shots can't land for Mizar, though. Are they going to find him here behind Gen? They're not. Joba clutches up, and the first round for the defenders comes at a high cost.
We'll see how the economy is now for the attackers. I believe their economy is still relatively fair, due to their having 2 rounds currently in the bucket, right? So
yeah, as I'm taking a look here,
This is a nice.
we've still got for the attackers 4 rifles, and there's an Odin in play now, and you know what can happen when a Sova has an Odin.
oh, lovely dart and a nice little Odin spray.
This is what I was talking about, these pug strats. It's always smart to grab an Odin in this sort of situation, but Osti Frosty over there on tree, if they wouldn't have gotten smoked out, might have found somebody here in tiles.
And it looks like the defense
is
doesn't have
definitely-
much mid control either.
Yeah, not at all. Immediate space taken from attack, but I think Osti Frosty, jumping off that little water well, spotted all of them in mid. And so that information is going to be critical.
Spam's coming through the smokes, trying to see if they can get any more information or maybe a lucky kill through here.
There it is. Finally, Joba showing that this is his site. But unfortunately for them, gets taken out, as now it's a 3v2.
That
By way
3k
of
though
the
to
defenders.
move on to site though was quite beneficial for them. Let's see though, because now it's switching up over to a 1v3 situation here, where the Clove is the only one left to do something here.
Yeah, gonna be a tough convert. She finds one. Can they find another?
Almost gets the
Those-
pick through the smoke.
Drop in a smoke.
That spray could be the end. Osti Frosty just waiting out this plant. In these kind of situations, the defenders have to make the attackers make the play.
10 seconds
They're gonna
left.
stick the
Finally, the
plan
spike
here.
has to be initiated this time.
And that's unfortunate there for the attackers. It would have been a lovely play to see if they were able to get another pick through the smoke, or kind of like, you know, fish them out. They tried to do it with the fake plan a couple times, but unfortunately they had time on their side for the defenders. And the round goes to the defenders.
Yeah, so now 2-2 here on Ascent. If you're just now joining us for weekly Wednesday premiere showdown, we've got the Party versus Pug Squad. Party going to be here on the defense to start this one. And speaking of starting, let's see if Violet can start up their engine with this judge. Is it possible to 1v4 here?
Gets one pick.
Oh, but can't find a second. Frosty Frosty, though. That Vandal putting in work as they now put that judge back down. Couple of stray shots into the smoke won't find anything.
It looks like Party's finally getting in their group as well after the first 2 rounds.
Enemy down. My ult is ready.
Yeah, nice shot there from Austin. Now 1v3, the Hunter's Fury is available.
Austin does have control of
Without-
sight, and unfortunately gets taken down from the Cypher sitting in tree. Joba, again, really right now looking like he's going to be the MVP for the attackers here. Or, sorry, excuse me, the defenders.
Yeah, Joba 7-3, the scoreline to start. And when you think about how often they've pushed Joba's side, it actually hasn't been, you know, too often. And I don't really blame Pug Party for not wanting to push. He's got a nice setup there, as any Cypher would here on Ascent. But an operator pulled out from Austy Frosty. This is a big investment.
Out of my way.
We'll see if it pays off.
Looks like the attackers are slowing down a little bit on their push, looking for more info. Gets the pick, though, Austy with the op. Rotated to
Find a
mid.
second, they can.
Oh.
Rain taken out in mid. And now all of the action is going to be going here on the A site. Oh, the neon ult comes out, but not enough as the attackers make their way here onto the A site.
Spike does go down, so they're going to get some economy from that, and unfortunately gets steamrolled when they decide to peek heaven.
And what did I say, right? The Sova with the Odin, we knew something was going to go down. And there it was. We just saw it right there. Mizar experienced it firsthand. As the defenders now take a 2-round lead here on Ascent.
Yeah, and it looks like Aussie Frosty is now moving over towards the A site to use the operator. I believe Aussie still has the operator. Correct me if I'm wrong there.
Yes, this should do.
Let's see. Let's hold tab. Yep, Austy does still have that operator in hand. And this time switching sides with it. Going to be... Oh, look at that. Nice little spinning birthday cake. Happy 5-year anniversary to Valorant, by the way. Thank you, Riot, for
That's right.
incredibly fun game.
The 5-year anniversary did just happen. So it looks like the attackers are trying to take tile control here, and they're going to take mid control. No one's watching mid. Unfortunately, Aussie there was sitting in tree and backed off due to the util.
Stealing sight. Cover going.
Attackers taking
Yeah,
mid
and
control
again-
and pushing up Cat.
Yeah, it's all about taking that space, and Pug Party is very aggressive with it every single time. It's paid off for 2 rounds, but since then, it's been 4-0 to the defenders. As
Yeah.
we see, Austy gets taken out.
I would say would be with the positioning for Aussie there, right? So ultimately, they switched up sides thinking a gamble, thinking they might go over towards A, and that left mid wide open for the space to be taken up by the attackers, by Pug.
Yep, and speaking of space, Pug Party has so much of it with that neural theft coming out. Flames is just gonna post up right here in glass.
Definitely has some info from the footsteps. See if Flames can turn something here.
Ooh, but I think Joba reads it. Yeah, they do.
They do have the crossfire though. One gets taken out. There's a good trade there. And there goes the round to the attackers.
Here we go. Pug Party find their third as they
Get so sneaky.
fight tooth and nail.
It's probably
Climb back into this one. Grab a little bit of momentum, and hopefully for them, they keep steamrolling. And it's all about that space taking, right? That aggressive space taking. It's working out for them in mid. And I think that's how you play Ascent. Mid is wide open, right? There's so much space in mid. It's yours for the taking.
I definitely agree with that. Whenever I play Ascent, I feel like if you don't have mid control or a decent mid control, there's going to be much harder to move around and take that space like you were mentioning.
Comes the one way from the party. And Rain here with the attack operator. This is an agent that, you know, the Yoru is an agent that you don't mind seeing an attack op on. Asti with that one in mid and takes out Mizar for the second time.
Let's see what's going to happen here. Hayes sitting over here waiting for some more info. He's now sitting in, what is this called?
Wine. This is called wine.
Wines.
If Hayes was to turn around, you'd see wine barrels, wine bottles. It's very nice. And look at this. They're so unaware. I think Rain was going to check him, but didn't have the arsenal to do it. So Hayes is left alone here.
A 3v3 situation. Hayes is in a good spot here to take them out over in Gen.
One enemy remaining.
Oh,
Pico.
crazy from Pico.
Spike down A.
Player standing. It's a 1v1 situation. Only 2 shots remaining for Pico. And I think 2 would do it if they land them on Oofable. It's only 1 this time. Has to run. And the 4K from Oofable pulls out the classic. And that is a tied game 4-4 here on Ascent.
Honestly, in that situation, it could have gone to either player there, but Ufal was able to clutch it up there, just due to the ammo, you know, the lack of ammo in that situation for the other.
Yeah, for Pico, and I've been in that situation before where you can feel the clutch gene activating, but then you look to the bottom right and you see that you only have a few shots to do it with, and if you miss any of them, it's not going to be enough. Rain here with the dimensional drift going to clear out all of this space and show so much info on A. Trying to combo it here, but Asti Frosty reads into it, takes him out, finds a second, finds a third,
Down A.
and now Party is set up nice as they see the spike here in A main.
It's going to be a tricky spike to retrieve here, especially with all the util going down, but Flames coming in from behind gets the pick on Asti Frosty. They know he's heaven now. Gonna get spotted? No, he does not.
That's a really good and fast flank from Flames. Now 1v2 left here alone. Oh, but Pico reads into it. Here's the cage and the shock dart.
Quite unfortunate for that situation. He was kind of just pinched there and trapped. He knew if he moved, he would have been dead anyways. Unfortunately, the shock dart came in and finished him off.
Man, I don't know if you've ever played Sova and gotten a kill with a shock dart, Mythers, but it is so satisfying to know that whatever geometry you worked out in your head to get that kill works out. And I know Pico is feeling it right there.
With these higher like elo games and like everything's going on, I'm sure they have their lineups and they definitely know exactly what they're doing with their shock darts. I know when I play Sova, when I get a kill with the shock dart, I'm always giddy with joy because I'm just like, oh hell yeah, it worked out.
That's exactly right. So we take a look at the eco, and you've got basically a full buy here from Party. And on the other side, we've got a little bit of a half buy as the eco is not looking great for these attackers, but
Looks like Pug is taking space on B main while we have Sova and I believe, sorry, Flames pushing up Cat right now as well. Pushing into Tree. This space is crucial right now for them as well.
Yeah, I was just going to say, what I love about this is that they don't care what the gun situation is. The space is there to take, and they're going to take it. Here comes the paranoia from Hayes. The shots are coming, but Oofable takes out the fan of knives and grabs them. Neural Theft comes out from Flames as he finds another. And now Joba left all alone, and we might have a Thrifty on our hands.
I have to say it has to do with the communication. They saw that they took the space mid, they instantly rotated from B and helped their teammates, and then once they got those picks, they just kept pushing in, and that's how they were able to get the flawless.
A flawless, and I don't know what the numbers are that are required for a thrifty, but basically a thrifty there too. That was great on the side of Pug Squad to bring this back. Once again, tied 5-5, and this is what we were looking for in the final. We wanted a close game like this. And I'm happy to say that we've got one here at twitch.tv/ProsperityGG.
At the moment too, it currently looks like it could still go either way. It could still the favorite team right now would be Pug, but at the same time, right now it looks like with a bunch of other things, just like Joba and Pico coming in, it could be flipped around. The script could be flipped.
Flames taken out by his counterpart, Joba. That will make these attackers on Pug Squad think twice about going toward B.
They got a good defense here with Violet sitting up here with the shotgun, hoping that they'll come through that smoke.
Yeah, but Violet is going to be seen. Oh, maybe they weren't seen. Oh, the shot comes through, but Violet isn't able to land any of them.
Last player standing.
And now, Austy Frosty, the last one here that has to stand and just watches the door close. And honestly, if I'm Austy Frosty,
Spike planted.
this might be a save from me.
That's honestly exactly what I was thinking too. I'm not completely sure what their eco setting right now is, but it looks like, yep, alright, their eco was poor, and him still trying to get some picks there ended badly.
Last round in the half.
And here we are on the last round of this first half on Ascent. And really the story of this one has been, is momentum a real thing? Because either way, it's gone. It's been neck and neck.
I definitely agree. I feel like momentum does play a role. Like, if a team starts to snowball and start running round after round, the morale for the other team starts to go down, and it becomes harder for them to communicate.
Yeah, but the morale here on Ascent for both teams seems to have been headstrong. As you see Ufable with this attack side operator once again, looking for his counterpart Jet to swing out. But I'm not sure if that's what we'll see.
Yeah, it looks like Austy Frosty from the defenders is playing a little bit safer there. It's unsure that there's an upper. Austy Frosty is moving up, going to get picked off by Ufable. Ufable now looking down into the market area.
Ufable throws the operator out. You know what? I don't mind it. I don't mind it. You get one pick with the operator on attack, and then you don't give the defense an opportunity to use it against you. Rain taken out by Joba, who still has a hold here on the B site.
Joba has
hard
been
though
spotted.
for Joba to stay here forever.
Give me a corpse. My ultimate.
Found the spy.
Finally taken out, as now we have a 2v2. It's going to be a tough
Spike
little
planted.
retake for Violet and Hayes.
This
But
way.
if I'm not mistaken, they do have the util to do it. Violet with the slide. Spots out Ufable, but hasn't seen Austin Air.
Unfortunate that
There
Hayes
it
got
is.
taken off there. They had a really good setup there. They knew exactly what they were doing and exactly what they were looking. Again, it looks like communication is key here, especially on defense.
So a 7-5 scoreline here at half. Remember, guys, this is weekly Wednesday Premier Showdown. If you're just now joining us, we've got Party now on the attack versus Pug Squad here on defense. Ufable leading the charge at 13-6, and on the other side, 13-8 for Joba on the side of Party.
The two players to look at today would be Ufable and Joba, as you mentioned. And honestly, right now, it looks like they're neck and neck with their performance overall for the game.
Yeah, and I know Ufable is, as a Jet player, is thinking, gosh, how am I neck and neck with a Cypher? This is ridiculous. And speaking of Jet, Austy Frosty poised here to do a lot of work for his team. This A site, by the way, is fully open if you take a look at the minimap.
Yeah, it
So here
looks
comes the
like...
site hit.
And Mizar is
A
off
bunch of
with their
util.
defense.
Yeah, a bunch of util being used, but honestly not even needed. But as we see, Joba gets taken out immediately.
Now it's a
Mizar.
4v5 situation here, but it looks like they're now playing defense. They do have an advantage. They still have util. Unfortunately, Hayes gets taken down by Austin Air. Aussie Frosty.
Last player standing.
But Osti's counterpart, Oofable, taking the throne, taking the top of the leaderboard away, and says, I heard you speaking about me. I heard the casters calling my name. They wanted to see more.
It's that sixth
Even
sense,
the-
you know.
That's right. You know, some people call it the caster curse, but I call it the caster blessing. Oofable now, 16-6 in this buy up from Party is going to be huge. Excuse me, from Pug Squad. See, this is tough. This is tough.
It's a little
Not having,
tricky.
you know, we come in, we don't have too much information, so forgive us if we're messing up these team names.
We are trying our best, and for the most part, I feel like everything's going well. I mean, look at this way. Both teams are trying hard, and we're trying just as hard as them.
Oh, and now we talk about the caster curse. Oofable misses both shots.
Violet heard Oofable.
And Party takes this site clinically. 2v4 situation now. As both defenders are spotted out here on CT. Here comes the stun. Here comes the swing from Hayes. Takes out Mizar and finds Rain as well. And Party well on their way.
Whoa, whoa, whoa! Hi.
There's always a good, you can see the difference when the team switch sides from defending to attacking. The pace gets completely switched, right? So now that Party is defending, or sorry, excuse me, Party is attacking, Pug has to rethink of their whole game plan. They were really aggressive, taking space, but now as the defenders, they have to play a lot slower than they're used to. And looks like Party is now setting up the pace.
And, you know, as someone who is an aggressive guy, just in general, I say, even on defense, take some space. Fight for it.
Shortcut.
Absolutely. Getting that space gets you that info and key information. Violet with that kill.
Wow. That was crazy. That was a slide into a jet dash into a dead jet. That was fun to watch. Rain here, the last one alive for Party.
Seems to know
Classic
Hayes is
in
coming.
hand.
Saw the gun,
Yeah.
and Rain does get the kill with the classic. Now has a gun. Let's see if they can get any exit frags, unless they're going to try to save.
Yeah, this is going to be a tough go about for Rain. Can't even find one as Austy Frosty takes him out. And Party is one round away from tying this up at 8.
It's going to be interesting to see what Joba does here. Joba was looking pretty good when he was on the defense side for Pug. Or sorry. Yeah, Pug. I am correct by that. But now playing Cypher as an attack is going to be interesting to see.
Yeah, and as most people would tell you, Sentinels on attack, one of their main roles is to set up for flank and then flank themselves. But Joba might have a different idea with this outlaw in hand. Maybe might be able to find a quick little pick. Oofable. Set up here in mid. Here comes the space taking from Party.
Crucial for Party to take the space mid right now, but it does look like Pug is defending and also, you know, preventing them from taking any more control than they currently have. Aussie Frosty taking up Cat.
Yes, we talk about taking space. Austy Frosty decides, you know what? I'm just going to sit here, and it's sort of like both teams right now are waiting for somebody to make the first mistake. And is that going to be Austy Frosty, or is it going to be Mizar? It's Mizar. Hayes gets traded out. So no smokes available for this attack now, and that really might make Party rethink this attack here on A. Look at this flank from Rain. Is it going to be in time? You better pull that gun out. There it is. Joba taking down a 3v3 situation now. Ufable with 10 health. Trying to stop this plant. Isn't going to be able to do it. Rain, the last one alive now. Here in Maine.
Now, due
Party.
to Rain getting that pick earlier, top mid, they know where he is. They spotted him now, too. Violet cleaning him up, making it an 8-8 scoreline.
Yeah, you know that there's that's sort of the ebb and flow with the flank, is that once you get that kill, you feel so good. You're like, yeah, successful flank. And the rest of your team dies on sight, and you're like, guys, now they know exactly where I am. They know where I am going to be coming from, and it's tough, but it's the life of the flank kill.
Man, that's
But
what
we
happens
are
when you
tied.
lurk.
That's right. We are tied up now here on Ascent, 8-8. And Party with so much space in mid to be taken.
Looks like
See if
Pug
they
is
just-
playing a little bit safer now, too. Earlier, they were defending mid a bit, but they backed off, and that allowed them to take space. Now they just gave up mid this time for Party.
Rain with that jump spot. Finds that there are 3 people A main. The shorty shots don't land. Ufable gets taken out.
Spike is
Spike's
going down.
down here pretty easy.
Five v 4 situation here. At this point, we can see if Pug is going to do anything. So we know that we have 3 people coming from tree, but they don't know that.
Flames gets taken out. Here comes the shots from Mizar. Unfortunately, not enough of them land as Joba is still sitting pretty with that outlaw. Paranoia from Hayes. Spray from Pico. Or from Austin Air, excuse me. These two have so much work to do. Austin Air finds one. And now it's just about trapping the rest of these players on site so that they die to the bomb. But I don't know if it's going to happen. Mizar and Austin Air taken out. Pico dies as well, but at the cost of winning a round.
Honestly, they're making sure to die to the bomb in that situation was ideal, so this way they can afford for the next future rounds to come.
You know, we talked about momentum earlier. I wonder if Party is feeling that sense of urgency, that sense of, all right, we've taken the lead. It's now time to keep our foot on the neck and really close this one out.
Get out of my way!
Absolutely.
And
Once you get
nice.
the train rolling, everything starts moving.
That's right. Look how quick Austy Frosty is up and into market. Unfortunately, has to waste that knife to take out the the tripwire there. But all of that noise in B has allowed for this free plant and gives them a Hunter's Fury to play for. So Party is going to be backing up here and playing this Hunter's Fury. At least they should be.
Party with Austy Frosty making that jump over towards market to make all that noise, making them think that they're actually committing to B, allowing their team to take A. The over rotate came in, and honestly, it was a brilliant play.
Yeah, and this Hunter's Fury from Party is not even going to be needed. It's just going to be a save from these 3 players of Pug. Party's going to take up a 10th round here.
It looks
be the
like
first ones into
Joba's
double
looking
digits.
for someone as well. Joba is in their spawn, or in originally their spawn. Can
Joba's on
Joba
the
pick
hunt.
off Mazar?
Ooh. Joba says, you know what? I can afford that. I'm still going to buy. I'm going to buy myself another Vandal. It's all good.
Absolutely. Being 2 rounds ahead allows them to make some, you know, little errors here and there.
That's right. And once again, we see 4 players from Party here in A main. And if I'm them, this is the round I pull out that post-plant Hunter's Fury.
Go, go, go!
Here it comes, the Paranoia to try and blind anyone very close. The sight hit comes in, but Violet's taken out, and that is an ult wasted. Oh my gosh, Mizar and Ufable just deciding this is our site, combining for all 4 of the kills. And now, Joba, the last one alive with an impossible task. A neural theft available, but has to find that first kill.
It's going to be almost near impossible for Joba to do something here. I mean, they don't know where he is, so for all they know, he could be on the hard flank here. But now they're spreading out, taking space, looking for him. Gets spotted, gets the pick on Jet. Gets a pick on Sova. Falls back, taking his ones one by one, like a true pro. Knows that's a decoy.
Gets the head tap onto Rain. Doesn't know that Flames is any much closer, though, and Rain finally takes them out. And Pug had something to say about that one. They said, you know what? I don't care if they took the lead. I don't care if they reached double digits first. This is our map. And they show Mizar and Ufable, like I said, combining for all 4 kills of the players that were in A main. I mean, that was a huge hold by those 2. And it doesn't happen if Joba, or excuse me, if Flames doesn't get those tripwires down. I mean, that is huge.
100% agree there. It's all about the setup prior to the attack, right?
Ooh.
Ufable knows the Neon's in the corner. Falls back. Spotted 2 of them. Doesn't know that Aussie Frosty was on top of the half wall.
Yeah, I'm not sure if Ufable heard the sound cue of the updraft or not.
Ufable hoping to get lucky with the spray through the smoke there.
And it looks like Party is just gonna back out of this one and rethink their attack, but Joba. Oh, nice shoulder peek to bait out the op shot.
They now have info that Joba was there, but the question is, are they going to over-rotate? Ufable now has the information as well. Looks like Party is going to rotate off of A and start heading towards B and or mid. Let's see. Looks like they're going to rotate through spawn towards the B side. Joba is fighting over in B main against his counterpart, Flames.
There's so much bait and switch going on here. There's Joba baiting out the op shot, and then there's Joba using the cam almost as a flash. The Flames doesn't notice, but either way, here comes the sight hit. Everybody is in B main. Flames is poised here to make some noise on this B site. But Austy Frosty has other plans.
10 seconds for Spike to go down. They're going to have enough time to plan as long as they hold them. Spike does go down indeed.
Like I never left.
Now this truly is close quarter combat here. Everyone's rushing into sight, trying to stop the Spike plant. Spike did go down, and it looks like Party gets the win for this round here, making it 11-9. Now, I don't know if you noticed this earlier, too. When they started making the rotate towards B, almost all of Pug moved over towards A and just left Flames alone on B, which allowed them to take the site really fast.
Yeah, and that was definitely to their detriment. I mean, Joba, like I said, was poised to hold this site, but the updraft and dash over the tripwires, or excuse me, Flames was poised, but wasn't able to hold as well.
Looks like they got 3 people watching mid right now. Gets spotted by the dart. Ufable was the only one that wasn't spotted.
And again, it's this game of taking space, and we see not much space has been taken by either team, to be fully honest with you. But if Flames gets taken out, and they know that that's the Sentinel holding down this B site, but instead of hitting immediately, they're trying to force this over rotate, but I don't think it's going to happen.
No, it doesn't look like it's going to happen whatsoever. It also looks like they're starting to rotate towards the A side here. Party, Hayes getting the pick and market. There's only 1 person on B, 2 people on A. They're still going to commit to A, it looks like. They're waiting patiently.
And they have the numbers to do it on A. But Mizar and Austin Air have not read at all, or they're reading into this
30 seconds
very
left.
well. They're just sitting here on A as if they are just fully aware that this A hit is going to come. And it does. Mizar gets spotted out by this paranoia. Violet comes on site, but she's taken out by Austinair. 5 HP left for Mizar, and now they're overhealed. The shots from the Guardian don't land initially. Has to pull out the classic, and Austinair picks them up. Defenders are still in this one. 11-10, your scoreline here on Ascent.
Now that was a beautiful, beautiful play by the both of them on that A side. How they traded back and forth, making them panic, having them to choose which one to fight. They couldn't figure out which one to target first, and it worked out in their favor.
And man, like I said earlier, I mean, this has been neck and neck, back and forth, and this is the match that we wanted for our finals. We didn't want, you know, some sort of stomp. We wanted two teams that would give us a show. And here at Prosperity GG, that's what you can expect. Oofable with a very fast pick on Violet. So now their entry is going to have to stay just with Austy Frosty. Oh, the shots through the smoke. Oofable finds a second. Crazy for Oofable. Crazy for Party.
Flames going to get another kill on Joba. Looks like Party is going to have a little bit of a
Enemy
hard
remaining.
time on this round, making it most likely going 11-11. Make a wish.
Defeated.
Pico taken out by the counterpart. And Pug Squad have tied this one up 11-11. I don't want to, you know, make any I guess it's not too early of a prediction, but do I smell an overtime, Mythers? Is that what I'm smelling in the air?
Honestly, dupes, I was thinking the exact same thing. There's a very good chance that these two teams do go into overtime. It would be really intense to see that happen as well. The teams are going to start getting a little bit more, you know, nervous, but at the same time, stay calm, cool, and collected, and one of them's going to come out top.
Hunter's Fury ripped immediately by Austinair. Tries to find anyone sitting A main. I think maybe he got one tag, but it wasn't enough as
Spike
Hayes
down A.
gets taken out by Oofable. I mean, the first strikes that Oofable has had in this map have been incredible. Violet spotted out, but Mizar just different
Mizar.
with the Vandal in hand.
No peeking.
Crazy plays from Mizar there. Getting those two picks are huge for Pug. The 2v5 situation here. What is Party going to do?
And this is exactly what happened the round previous. It was 5v2 because of reckless mistakes like that.
Joba taking space here, looking for any info he can on B so they can try to move up on B. Doesn't get tripped by the trip. Unfortunately, Flames is there waiting and gets Joba. 1v5 situation here. Flames looking into B main. Is he going to get caught off guard?
I don't know. He might see the gun first. He
Doesn't check it, and he gets
doesn't
taken out.
check it.
Moving up onto B. We know this one on market.
And Pico's full
Double
flash.
flash.
He's also getting sandwiched from behind from Austinair. And Rain takes him out. And that is match point for Pug Squad. This
Match point.
is where things get interesting. Hunter's Fury available for Pico, as well as a From the Shadows for Hayes. This is the round that they have to invest these ultimates.
Absolutely, absolutely. If they don't use their ultimates this round, that's a huge mistake on Party's side. Also, looks like Party is low on economy, so they are on a eco buy here. Buying Guardians. One Vandal, though, on Violet.
Yeah, one hero rifle. Austinair, though, very quick with this Sova dart. Spots one out. This is the biggest fight we've seen all map. Pico goes down to Rain.
Hayes.
From the Shadows from Hayes. Finds one.
Huge from Hayes getting off the ball.
Immediately traded. But Mizar, the shots are so straight.
Where is everyone hiding?
Flames with his ult. Going to spot the enemies out. 2v3 situation here. Party does not have the HP to play with. Austy Frosty, though, getting the pick on Mizar.
Last player
Oh,
standing.
and I was just about to say that's 3. Can they find an ace to save this one? It's all down to Violet here on site.
Violet, unaware of where the cipher is from Pug, knows that Silver is backside though.
But Cypher's aware of where the spike is, so Violet has to go find it. She has to find it, and she has to take a fight either way. And there it is.
there it
Flames
is.
takes them out.
Defenders win.
And Pug Squad are your weekly Wednesday premiere Showdown Finals champions this week. Wow, what a map that was on Ascent Mythers. I mean, like I said, it was neck and neck until the very end, and that is exactly what we wanted to see tonight.
No, honestly, it was a really enjoyable match to watch. Like I said in the beginning, it could have gone either way. It honestly, again, Pug was the favorite team to most likely win, and they did. It honestly looked at the very, like, when it was getting close to the end, right? Party was coming up. They're clutching up, getting those rounds in, really crucial. But then Pug said, "Not today. This is our map," and they took control of the whole game.
That's right. Taking a look here at the scoreline, Mizar is going to be our MVP tonight. 28, 17, and 14 is that final scoreline. An econ rating of 117, which is the only one in triple digits. So congratulations to Mizar. Guys, thank you so much for joining us here at Prosperity GG. By the way, big round of applause for Invictus for partnering with Prosperity, doubling that prize pool from $50 to $100. So thank you very much to Invictus. Thank you so much to all the other sponsors that we have. And honestly, just thank you to Prosperity for having Mythers and I on tonight.
Yeah, it was a pleasure. I really appreciate it, Prosperity. Thank you so much for the invite.
All right. And with that, we're going to wrap it up. You all have a wonderful evening.
And a happy Wednesday.